Hello everybody, hello friends, it is David with TCG Pulse, and I just wanted to look today at the reaction the community and the larger gaming community as a whole has for Master Duel. I've been reading some articles, just kind of want to show you some about the success of it. It seems like on basically every major scale, it's a success. Game Rant talks about how it, just on like the third day, it had over 240,000 concurrent players. I wanted to show you here on Twitch right now. It's 11 a.m. On a Wednesday, and you've got almost 50,000 viewers. I mean, you're starting to get up there with like Minecraft and Apex stuff. So, way to go, Konami. And that's honestly with an unpolished game. Like, don't get me wrong, it's amazing. I love it. I'm just saying it does feel like if this was all we got, it's gonna die. But I don't think. I think they're gonna implement things as we go in. But before I get to reading some of these articles, just a few things I wanted to look at. A few things I think would definitely, I definitely want to see in the game. Some of them, personal preference. I don't expect it. I don't think it's make or break. A few things that will eventually kind of rub the TCG side the wrong way if we don't get it. And like I said, this isn't even necessarily my own opinion, but we do need a TCG ban list update at some point. People don't like playing fake formats for the most part, so I think eventually they're going to want to be able to play, like, if you, especially with YCSs and stuff, you're going to want to test on here. So yeah, just whatever the TCG ban list ends up being, it's not, the new one isn't out yet. We just had our remote YCS. Whatever it ends up being, I think is what we should get that implemented at some point. Multiple formats. Now this could be several ways. In the other sims, it's pretty easy. You just toggle through like legal cards. They could do that. They could go in and actually make sections for these. I don't think they need to do all of that. Just make it kind of easy to change the ban list on your own and you're good. Or just like let you play without a ban list in the free mode, kind of like Dueling Book or whatever. But yeah, I'd like to see Speed Duel. I'd like to see Speed Duel as a supported format because it is an actual format Konami has made. I think that would be cool as its own little thing because you would need to kind of fix that. The Time Wizard, that's something they announced. I think that would be cool to have, like, ban list within certain eras. And then the common charity format, that's pretty cool. Card updates, this is the only thing I'm kind of worried about, is not being Legacy of the Duelist. Actually update the cards, and if they're not going to update it for like a year at a time, like we're still missing a few sets in the game. If we don't get those for another 5-6 months, that would be kind of iffy, because like then you start racking up. If we're always going to be 6-7 months behind, I don't think the player base wants that. I think they want it to be update today. So I don't know how Konami's going to deal with that. I don't know what their plan is, but I do think it would start to get kind of old to always be half a year behind the actual TCG. So I don't know. Best of 3 still not in the game. At some point that's got to be in there. If you're gonna if you're gonna host these tournaments, especially for Worlds, you do not, the players are going to be very frustrated. I mean, yes, it's cool being at home and just grinding for fun, but you don't want to get in a tournament setting and then like just lose the sack. Like, you lose the die roll, you do not get to choose whether you want to go first or second. So you just, whatever the game tells you you're doing. So you set some back row because you didn't have much. They open the Lightning Storm. In the best of 3, cool. That's, you plan for that because you can side deck your way. Like, okay, if I lose game 1, I'll do this game 2 and 3. There's none of that. And unlike Duel Links, where the games are 5 minutes, it's a little more bearable. And even in your tournaments, you still have like a best of 5, but you just pick decks or whatever. We need best of 3 at some point. Just, they need to just at least say at some point it's coming, because I don't think anyone's going to want to be in these tournaments and it only be best of 1 because there's just too much variance. No one would consider it a real format because the skill is kind of out the window, because like you could straight up just work so hard to get to the top or whatever and then just lose to sack or bad hands or whatever. Even if you play even the most consistent decks, they still could just lose to that. Keep the tournaments. You said you were gonna have them. Once we do all that, definitely keep the support tournament tournaments and the esports scene. Now, this is just a big wish. I'm one of these people. I liked what Konami was doing pre-COVID when they had these big, grand worlds. I thought that was cool. Whether or not some of people thought it was cheesy, that's kind of irrelevant. It's because it's what's popular. Don't worry about what's like. You want it to be like an Overwatch. You want to get those people coming traveling arenas to see players. This is your chance. Look at the views we're getting. I think that would be really cool. And like you're already seeing like some bigger streamers that aren't Yu-Gi-Oh people. They were getting into the TCG. Now they have an easy way to be already on their computer, not having to put money into it. Oh man, grab some of these big streamers. Be like, hey, let's play some of this stuff. And start moving those numbers up, because I think you have a chance here, Konami. And I'm rooting for you. I'm not. This isn't just complaints. Like me, this is me straight up rooting for you. Okay. Next up, like I said, we saw that. So there's all kinds of articles online. This one just talks about the concurrent player records. Kotaku. They even covered it. This is what I like to see. I like to see these very big generic gaming websites cover the game. They talk about how nice it looks, how even they talk about like how it's fun to jump into. This is what you want to see when you grow into, like when you're trying to grow. This is what you want to see. So yeah, this is all nice. You can go read these articles. Nintendo Life. They talk about it. So Paul agreed to draw these 3 additional cards from my deck. That's a meme. Yeah, Nintendo Life is sitting here talking about it. So it's all praise. I mean, I haven't really seen that many. Obviously, anytime you have a paid game, you're gonna get some of that. I do think the pull rates of ultra rares is kind of high. I don't know what they're gonna. I don't think Konami intended for us to all be able to just access every single deck we want out of the gate. I think they're going to want you to buy a few battle passes, and that be how you grind it. Like, get you a deck now that was basically free, maybe even 2, spend a little money here and there, and then get your staples, and then start building the decks from there. I think that's what they intended. I don't think they ever meant for it to be a pure sim. So, sorry. I mean, I would like it to get more chances at ultra rare, but at the same time, I don't know how they're gonna do that. But yeah, anyway guys, that's just what I was saying. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh Life is good right now. We just got our Master Sim. It's getting great reviews. You got look at all these views of just people playing Master Duel. We got Progression Series Season 2. I mean, we've got a bunch of cool Yu-Gi-Oh sets coming out to the TCG. So yeah, guys, overall, I think it's a great time to be a Yu-Gi-Oh fan. Alright, guys, this is David with the TCG Pulse. I will catch you next time.